Namaste, everyone, and a very warm welcome. The moment we have all been waiting for is finally here. The India MCT Marathon is officially live. For the next 11 hours, you will witness incredible sessions, inspiring stories, and global voices coming together to celebrate the power of learning, teaching, and community. So, wherever you are joining from, India, Europe, US, or beyond, thank you for being the part of this historic event. Let's fill this day with energy, excitement, and endless inspiration. Let's begin the India MCT Marathon 2025. So, we'll start with our keynote. We have the speaker, Neeraj Kumar, as well as Himanshu Kumar. The stage is all yours.
Neeraj, you are on mute.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Let me just share my screen. Namaste to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
All right. I hope everyone is excited. Can we see some excitement in the chat?
I certainly am, Neeraj.
For sure. All right. Welcome to the MCT India Marathon. I'm Neeraj Kumar, and I'm very excited to be here.
And I'm Himanshu Kumar. We are thrilled to kick off this keynote together. And we promise to keep it lively and hopefully a little bit inspiring for you all as well.
So we've got around 30 minutes. We'll try to talk about a lot of different things. Ready to dive in? Speaking of diving in, let's start with some quick introductions. So I have been working as a solution architect for the past 10 plus years. And currently, I'm a full time technical trainer at Microsoft. And I'm a global lead for a few courses. And I've done a bunch of certifications. You can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn and see some of those credentials over there as well. Personally, I love traveling. Recently, I completed my travel to Belize in Guatemala. That was like a life changing thing because I did a lot of adventures there. I love mixed martial art and also playing a bunch of sports. Yeah.
Well, Neeraj certainly is a jack of all trades. I can definitely vouch for that. But one thing I'm curious about, Neeraj, you always say 1% better every single day. What is your secret? Is it just coffee or there's something more to it?
Oh, this is my personal mantra. So I read this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you read that book, you'll understand that if you make like small habit changes every day, it compounds over the year and you become better at the end of the year. So that's something that I follow in my life. But enough about me, Himanshu, your turn. Let's hear a bit about you as well.
Hey, thank you so much, Neeraj. I'm currently working as a senior technical trainer at Microsoft, focusing on cloud native DevOps and AI technologies. I've been a Microsoft certified trainer since 2020, so I've been in this community for some time now. And even in my previous role, I always loved, teaching others, upskilling. I was a global readiness lead before this role for global Microsoft teams, and since this role came very natural to me, interacting with everyone, and I love making tech approachable for everyone. That is my mantra for teaching.
I've seen you in action, Himanshu. Your sessions are always packed. What's your go to move when a learner gets stuck in something?
Well, I'd like to break down things with maybe a little bit whiteboard or with a quick sketch or flow diagram. And even if sometimes it doesn't work, I will explain and then ask the learner to explain it back to me. So that teach back moment kind of lights a bulb in the learner, and definitely it will help them. And yes, spoiler alert, there is some neuroscience behind it that we'll talk about soon enough.
Speaking of what's coming up, let's see the agenda of the keynote.
Yes, so here is our agenda. We'll talk about what the MCT program is, all right, why become an MCT, how you can, and how you can become an MCT. And then we'll also talk about a bit about neuroscience of learning, how you can retain knowledge.
Absolutely. So let's start at the top. What exactly is the MCT program? So the MCT program was launched way back in 1993. It's a global community of trainers who are really passionate, like Himanshu and I, about teaching Microsoft courses.
Yes, and being an MCT means you get access to official resources, exclusive training materials, and you're recognized as a leader in technical education.
Absolutely. It's not just about the resources that you get, also, it's about the commitment to excellence and helping trainers and learners exceed in the role that they do.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are curious about what the community is up to, check out the MCT Lounge. That is where the magic happens. Uh,
All right. So now we'll talk about why become an MCT, right? So let's get real. Being an MCT comes with some awesome perks. You get access to technical resources, software licenses, Azure credits, and more.
and plus discounts and vouchers on Microsoft certifications. Now, I haven't met a single person who doesn't love a good discount, right?
Absolutely. And you also get access to a global network of incredible trainers all across the globe. You can swap stories with them, share ideas with them, come up with new things with them.
Yes, and don't forget the digital badges and certificates. They look great definitely on LinkedIn and help you stand out among the crowd.
So, if someone is thinking, this sounds great, how do I sign up to this program? Himanshu, can you walk us through the process of how to sign up to this program?
Yes, absolutely, Neeraj. So, how do you become an MCT? So, first step is to prove your technical skills. You need to have an active certification, either an associate or an expert level Microsoft certification, be it in any areas like Azure, Microsoft 365, or Power Platforms. This shows that yes, you know your stuff.
Absolutely. Next, you also need to prove your instructional skills. So you should have taught a session within the year. You should carry out sessions throughout the year as well, uh, usually through a Microsoft approved training provider.
Yes, and then just apply through the MCT portal, agree to the program terms, and you are in.
And remember, the MCT program only lasts 1 year. So you have to renew every year. So make sure you add all the reminders, everything that you need to do to not miss out on renewing your MCT. Also, when you renew, you will get some emails as well for renewals. Just make sure you look out for those emails as well at the time of renewal.
Yes, it is very important to renew before the end date, right? And yes, hey, this MCT Lounge sounds interesting, Neeraj. Can you tell me a bit more about this?
Absolutely. So, in order to go to the MCT Lounge to access all the resources, you have to go to this page called aka.ms/MCT Lounge. So, if I go here on my browser and type, let's say, aka.ms/MCT Lounge, you'll have to log in with the email that is associated with your account. And once you do that, you're taken to this page. So, Imanshu, can you walk us through some of the different areas that we have in the MCT Lounge?
Yes, first of all, it talks about the MCT program itself, what the program is and what all resources and everything that you can get. Then we do have the cafe sessions, which are again very, very important. If you want to interact with other MCTs of the world, what they are doing, and if you want to share some stories, that is where the cafe discussions comes in. All right, then we have the professional development resources. So you get different sessions. We have a lot of different sessions that keeps on happening. So you will get to learn and understand how exactly what to learn and not only your technical skill, but how to improve your teaching skills and instructional skills as well. So over to you, Neeraj.
Absolutely. So, you also get access to regional hub. So, we have MCTs all across the globe. So, you'll find some people from India, from Americas. And as you're part of a regional hub, you can actually interact with MCTs from that region and also get to learn from each other. Plus, we have an MCT calendar where you can see the past events that we have done. These events can be technical, these events can be talking about some neuroscience of learning, which we are going to talk about slightly later on. Plus, you have access to support resources and forums. You also get job connections. So, if you want to basically highlight a job that you're posting, or if you want to get a job, you can actually get that from here as well. We also have a lot of courseware information. So we teach a lot of courses. Himanshu teaches a lot of AI courses. I also teach a lot of AI Azure security courses. All that information on how to ramp up on these courses, how to work with these courses is available to you in the courseware information area over here. Apart from this, you'll see like bunch of different resources available to you on this screen that you can go through to have access to what MCTs have access to.
Yes. It's actually incredible. If you are an MCT, please do visit MCT Lounge. They have a lot of great information there.
Right.
Uh,
Now let's come to our main topic, no?
yes.
Neuroscience of learning.
Yes.
So,
And Neeraj, since today is a marathon, all right, there'll be a lot
hmm.
and lot of great and amazing session by amazing speakers. I'm wondering if I will be able to remember all these things.
Uh, so this is a very big question because typically we learn a lot of content all our lives, and today also it's going to be an 11-hour marathon. So think about it. If you're basically sitting here for 11 hours, it's very unlikely that we'll remember everything that we are studying today, right? And neuroscience actually proves it as well. So let me ask you a question, Himanshu. If we are done with all the sessions today, how much content do you think you will retain in 1 hour, in 1 day, and in 1 week? And you're very new to the content, okay? So you've not seen the content before. So
Yes.
what's your percentage that you think you'll retain? And this question is for everyone. So answer your percentages in the chat.
Yes. And to be honest, Neeraj, you know what? I pretty much forget most of the new information that I have grasped in probably a day or two. So it's very hard for me to remember stuff. Maybe you can help me
No,
with that.
I don't think so. I've seen Himanshu teach and he remembers most of the content that he works with. He's just playing the persona today. So there was a research that was done on this by a scientist called Hermann Ebbinghaus, and he talked about neuroscience of learning, right? When you talk about neuroscience of learning, there's a concept called forgetting curve. In forgetting curve, what you have is you start forgetting information if you don't do something about it. So let's say if I read something new, within 1 hour, 50% of the information is gone. So 50% of the information that you study in 1 hour is gone. In 24 hours, you forget about 70% of the new information. And within 1 week, you forget about 90% of the information that you have learned. So it
Oh
may be
my God,
surprising
Neeraj.
to quite a lot of you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really surprising. I mean, I'm really curious to know how exactly what should I do to make sure that I retain the knowledge that I've learned.
Absolutely. That's the golden question we need to answer, right? So let's understand first what happens when you learn something new, right? Every day we are bombarded with so much information, right? You have so much sensory input coming in from your ears, from your eyes. You can see things, you can feel things, you can smell things. All of this sensory input goes into your working memory. Now, the problem with your working memory is there's a concept called Moore's law. In your working memory, you can retain 7 plus minus 2 things, not more than that, right? So you can retain, let's say, 9 things or 5 things at any point in time on average. Obviously, there are some people who are like amazing at remembering. So those folks are, I would say, exclusions. But most of the people are able to remember 9 to 5 things in their working memory. Now, our goal is to move our data from our working memory to our long term memory. So, how do you move your data from your working memory to your long term memory? Let's take 20 seconds in the chat. I want all of you to comment about how do you retain more content? What are the strategies that you follow to retain more content? In the meantime, Himanshu can talk about some of the things that he follows while he studies. So, what is it that you do, Himanshu, to retain more content?
Well, thanks, Neeraj. Well, I definitely follow you and your practices that you have described for us in the team. So we do have mind maps whenever I'm practicing on
Hmm.
new course, like we have all learned about agents in the last year and so. All right, so how exactly the agent
Hmm.
works? So do a quick demo, and I also like to write things. So make it short, keep it handy, so that I can repeat that information to myself and
Hmm.
ask question to myself. And I can also write some articles that I have. One of them I've written on LinkedIn that you can go ahead and check out about everything about that you need to know about Microsoft Agent ecosystem. So a couple of techniques,
Absolutely.
and yeah, I think you are going to also share a couple of techniques. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So one of the Himanshu actually talked about mind mapping, right? How is
Mm.
mind mapping good? Because instead of reading through 50 pages of notes, so if all of us remember when we were in school, right? We used to go through 50 pages of notes. We used to write so many notes throughout the day. And it was very hard for us to remember all the content that we wrote over there, right? How do you simplify and remember that content? You can simplify and remember that content. Let me just switch my screen. So we have this uh, project that we work on, which is called as Project Brainwave. So if you go to a website, AK.MS /Brainwave, this is going to open this page for you. Okay? On this page, what you'll see is you'll find a bunch of mind maps, neuroscience of why mind mapping is good or why using flashcard is good. All that information will be shown to you on this page. Now, when you go to one of these mind maps, what you'll see is you have all this content shown in a visual form. So let's say if I'm learning about AI 102, instead of writing 50 pages of notes, what I'll do is I will basically create a mind map of it, and I'll basically only add important bits on this. Also, what I'll make sure is I'll make it visual, because visual learning is one of those techniques which really helps you to remember and retain the content. So you can see an example. If I run this, this is running on a tool called Klaxoon. So you go from one side to the other side and you go ahead and understand each of the topics that you see in the mind map. So if you attend a session today, try to create a mind map of your own. If you don't have access to these tools, just create a mind map on a notebook or any other copy that you're working on. Don't write everything. Just write the important points in the discussion that is happening throughout the day. And Himanshu, you know something about active recall, right? Can you help us understand what active recall is?
Definitely, Neeraj. So, active recall is when you are asking questions to yourself, and that will help you to understand the concepts better. One of the things that works is a flashcard. So you can put that information in a flashcard and you can quickly review that information. Right. So Neeraj will show us a bit of flashcards as well.
Yeah. So in active recall, what you're doing is you're basically not passively going to the content, you're actually asking yourself questions. So if you're studying about AI, you think about what is AI, right? So when you think about what is AI, it helps you to remember the content better. So that's something that you can use in order to remember all of this, right? Apart from this, we have a lot of different neuroscience techniques that you can leverage. Obviously, we can't go through every technique right now because we have a lot of content to cover. But these are some of the techniques that you can see. All of these techniques are backed by neuroscience. So if you go to any research paper or if you find the latest research paper, these are some of the researches that have been done to understand what are the different neuroscience practices to remember content better. Now all of you will say, oh, you have given so many terms, I don't remember it, how will I remember it, right? So to simplify your understanding of these concepts, we have a neuroscience article that I published just today where you can find all of these concepts highlighted over here, right?
Yes. So one of the examples is like speed spaced repetition, as Neeraj has mentioned. Let's say if you want to learn a new language, instead of learning 50 words a day, you break it down and just maybe learn 10 words a day each day that you can use probably going forward in your conversations.
Absolutely. And the metaphor you can think about on this is, let's say, watering a plant. Instead of watering the plant or flooding the plant with so much water, you water it every day so that you're able to retain and remember the content. And you can see other examples as well. For example, retrieval practice, where you basically try to prepare a presentation instead of just looking at a presentation presented or created by someone else. Or you can see other examples like interleaving practice. If you want to learn piano or if you want to learn something else, you try to alternate between scales, chords, and songs, which helps you to remember better rather than just practicing the same thing again and again. So definitely check out these neuroscience links. We'll be sharing all of this content in the resources section that we're going to share with all of you. Right? Cool. Now we also talk about a lot of AI, right? Himanshu, can we automate some of these things? So I know creating a manual mind map is good,
Yes.
creating a manual flashcard is good, but can we automate all of this process?
Yes, absolutely. Why not, Neeraj? Well, nowadays, I mean, since last year, we all have been hearing about agents, what agents can
Hmm.
do, and we have Copilot, right? We can all use Copilots and create certain agents. So that is, Neeraj, let us walk us through how we can use Copilot to enhance our learning.
Absolutely. So basically, if you have a Copilot license, or even if you sign up for a free Copilot, you get the opportunity to talk to the latest model that we have available, which is GPT-5, right? And this model is really great at reasoning, thinking, and all of that. Now, one way to create an automated mind map is, or one way to create an automated flashcard is, you write a prompt something like this, okay? Prompt is nothing, basically a question that you're asking the model, and model gives you an output, right? So let's say if I'm studying about a topic like AZ104, right? If I'm studying about this topic, what I'll do is I'll ask a question like, create a 10 question flashcard for the first module covered in AZ104. And then you provide the link of the same. Now, what this does is this creates a 10 question flashcard for you that you can go through, right? So it talks about all the different topics that are there, and then it starts creating the 10 question flashcard that you get over here. Now, how do we practice these flashcards, Himanshu? How can I practice on these flashcards? Should I just directly look at it over here, or do we have some other options to
Well,
look at?
it is all in text format as of now, so it will be
Hmm.
again a little bit boring to read all of
Hmm.
this, but you can certainly create an agent and that can actually create all these flashcards and mind maps for you. So shall we walk
Absolutely.
through that?
Sure. Before we go there, I'll also show one more example on mind mapping as well, right? Since a lot of you also looked at mind map practice that we described, so we have a tool called Mermaid. You can bring Mermaid to your Copilot as well. So if you type a prompt like create a mind map in Mermaid for AZ104 course, what it can do is it can start creating a mind map in front of you. And if you don't have like a link for that module, what you can do is you can just provide a document, and from that document you can create a mind map. Or if you want to create a flashcard, you can also create it from a document as well. And then you can place these flashcards and all of those things into a repository that you have. Okay, so after you run this, you can see an example of what kind of mind map you can create if you further refine the mind map. So I'll show you one of the examples. So this is one of the mind map we have created for AZ104 module 1. I know this can look complicated, but it's not that complicated if you just create mind map for one section, not three sections. So this is something you can create by using a tool called Mermaid. And as Himanshu mentioned, this is also slightly manual process. In that sense, you're actually going through this area and then going about creating all of this. You can also automate all of this by working with agents, right? What is an agent, Himanshu? What do you
Well,
understand by an agent? If I
agent
click
is
on create.
something, yeah, that can do something for us that I had to
Hmm.
spend hours and hours of doing, like we have been doing in creating mind maps and all those things. You don't have to do everything. An agent can definitely help you reduce your workflow and increase your productivity and help you retain knowledge as well.
Absolutely. So instead of typing your prompts in silo, what you do is
Yes.
you can actually describe what agent you want to create. So you go to this area, click on create a new agent, go to this area called description, and I have a meta prompt that I'm going to show you. Okay. This is, I would say, a very big prompt. I'll not go through everything that you see on the screen, but basically what it has is it creates a neuroscience agent that uses best practices from neuroscience like mind maps, flashcard, co-hack challenges, simulating real world problems, and it aligns with some neuroscience topic. And I've also given all the prompts I showed you. The mind map prompt will be create a mind map in this topic. Flashcard prompt is different one. So you have all the things that I want this tool to do added in the instructions. When I run this, what this is going to do is this is going to start creating the agent for me. So it is this simple, right? You just click on send and it starts creating the agent for you. Now, what you'll see is as I'm creating the agent on the left hand side, on the right hand side, it's giving you some information, right? It has automatically added some sample prompts for you. So if I go to the configuration page, on the configuration page, what you see is this is the second tab I'm going to. Here you can rename the agent. So I can call it, let's say, Neuroscience agent. Okay. Then you can change the description of the agent. Instruction is what this agent needs to do. So the GPT model that we have, it's going to look at all these instructions, and using these instructions, your agent is going to actually function based on these instructions.
Yes.
Himanshu, can you walk us through what this knowledge is?
Yes, we all learn from certain sources, right? Whenever we want to learn, we either go to Microsoft Learn links or Microsoft Reactor channels on YouTube, and this is how we learn through documentation and other things, right? And this exactly what the agent also needs. It needs knowledge sources so that it can do certain things and answer your questions. All right. So whether it is Microsoft Learn links, whether you have a PDF file that you have your own notes, all right, or we can give the MPT Brainwave, all of these sources that you think would be required for the agent to answer your questions, you add all of those sources in the knowledge. And from there,
Absolutely.
the agent will help you. Agent will keep all that information. From that information, it is grounding its data. And then from that grounding data, it is giving you all the information back.
Absolutely. We'll talk about agents later on in some upcoming sessions as well. But grounding is, as Himanshu mentioned, it's just bringing that data over here and uses that data to give you the information, right? Along with that, you have some code interpreter capabilities as well. What is a code interpreter? It's just a Python sandbox that runs your code and other things for you. Image generator generates images using the Dolly model that we have. And you have some suggested prompts. So if I want to change any of the prompts that the user sees, all these prompts is what a user will see when the agent is ready. So for example, create a mind map, create a flashcard. All the prompts that we manually entered, those prompts are visible to you over here, automatically created for you. Now, if I show you this Copilot is not just a browser application. You also have a desktop application as well. So any topic that you want to learn, Himanshu, I can type it here.
Yes, actually, I want to ramp up AI 102 course, Neeraj. So
Okay.
how can this agent help me in ramping up on AI 102?
Absolutely. So I just typed, help me study AI 102. That's the simplest prompt you could type, right? As soon as you type it, what it'll do is it'll start basically fetching data for you, and it'll give you some information about the overview of the course. It'll also give you information about some neuroscience insights. So you see, based on all of the prompts that we have written, you can start with these topics. Do you want to create a flashcard? You want to create something else? And plus, there is a neuroscience paper that is available to you that you can go to. After you're happy with this, you go here and you click on create agent, and this creates an agent that you can talk to all the time. Right? Cool.
Well,
So that's what we wanted to present, right, Himanshu? Anything
yes,
else?
great.
Any last thought?
Yes, hopefully all these things, since today is a marathon and you will be sitting for so many different sessions by so many amazing speakers, and hopefully all this information that we have presented might help you in keeping in mind whatever you have learned today. So yeah, thank you so much and have a great day of learning.
Absolutely. And we would also like to thank Krunal for actually organizing this. He has done an
Yes,
amazing job in actually coordinating everyone and doing all of that. So
yes.
over to you, Krunal.
Huge shout out
Thank
to
you
Kunal.
so
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. It was really a fantastic session. We learned a lot of new things. Thank you so much. Kudos to our own Microsoft technical trainers, Sarah Kong, Preeti Dos, and the entire Microsoft Worldwide Learning team. Thank you so much for making this wonderful keynote here.